It's kind of like this is the thing about me. I've been coming on this panel for over 3 years. I don't I don't change when certain people come on this panel. I don't change my opinion. I don't change the way I talk. I don't change my point of view. I don't care who's sitting on this panel. It could be 15 different people, 15 different ways on 15 different Thursdays. KC, me, I'm gonna always be the same exact person with the same point of view, the same opinion, and you can run every tape back, and it won't be no flip flopping on different subjects based on who's the panel on
You
what
gonna see
particular
growth
night.
in me. You ain't gonna see the same thing you seen 3 years ago. Guarantee you gonna see growth in me. Sorry.
I don't
Ooh.
know. I stand on principle, and principle doesn't change. So just like God is the same God as he was 50 years ago as he is today, relationships don't change, and principles don't change. So if
My
you I'm
relationship with God
set,
actually got
I'm
better when I
I'm
grow.
set.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
set in my principles. I'm set in my principles, and I know the woman I am, and I've known that my entire life. And I've asked God to continue to reveal who I am supposed to be as I grow older and evolve. So when I say I speak what I speak, and I stand on what I stand on, that's because what I believe. And all I try to do is lift you up and give you a different. You always talk about older women, this, older women, that. Yes, an older woman trying to lift up a younger woman to say, "Oh,
So
look
that's
at
what
this down
triggered
the
you because
road.
I said older
Oh,
woman.
look at this. Oh, look,"
That's what
because
that
you
was the
always
trigger. That was the
you
trigger. It
oh
finally comes
you're
out. It's because I said older
no. I
woman.
was trying to
And
see if
when
you're
I say
talking
this
to
to my
me.
mentors,
I
they
want
don't
you
get
to talk. I
offended.
want
Are
you to
you
say my
offended that
name.
you're older than me? I'm
Die. If
confused. Like now
die,
the
I
real
love being
trigger
my age,
comes out.
sweetheart. I've had
And that's and
15
you must have
wives.
thought that I was saying that in shade when I really
Die,
wasn't. I say that as a
die.
sense of respect.
I
Like
wanted,
I'm
if you were
confused.
talking to me,
That's
I
what
wanted to
triggered
you
you.
to
That's
address
what
me.
triggered you. That's what triggered you. I apologize if
Die.
that was triggered you.
No,
I would
I
never
don't
refer to you as
play.
an older
Die. I'm
woman.
not passive aggressive,
I won't.
babe.
I
I'm
promise
not.
I won't.
So if you're
You've
talking
been
to
doing
me,
okay.
and I think Trev does this a lot too, because a lot of people on this panel like to say, "Oh, well, some people this and some." No, say who you're talking about. It's okay to speak directly to a
That's
person if you want to say something. It's okay. It's okay to say, "Hey, are you talking about me? Are you addressing that towards
Casey,
me?"
I'm talking
It's
about
not
all the
about
older
being
women on the panel.
triggered.
All the older women. And you took it offensive. For some
Die.
reason, you took it
Die. It
offensive when
was
there was
me.
even nothing
Die. It was
offensive
me,
about
you,
what
and
I said.
Casey. And
Because
Casey's
y'all
27.
dating
It was
experiences,
me,
other
you, and
people was
Casey.
going to be
Die.
different than mine. What's wrong about that? I'm
Die. It was me, you,
confused.
and
Like,
Casey with all older women on the panel. It was just three women, and we know Casey was
no, but
in her
I've
20s.
gotten information from other older women on. You know, there's other women on the panel that's older. You're not the only woman I've been on the
Lord
panel
have
with.
mercy.
What are
Okay,
you
die.
talking about?
No, you're
What are
not
you
listening.
talking
That's what I'm
about?
talking
You're not
about.
the
You're
only
not
one who
listening.
had this type of opinion. Like I'm
You're not
confused.
listening.
You're triggered because I said
You're not
no. I
listening.
won't consider you. I mean, older.
Die.
I
You
won't
can't
consider
trigger
you
me.
older anymore. I'd
You
say
can't
more
trigger me,
mature. I don't
sweetheart.
even know what other thing to say. That's what you're triggered
Die.
about.
Die.
Like
Look,
there's
I've been
nothing
trying
else.
to pour
Like
into
you
you.
mad
I've
about
been trying
my
to pour
opinion.
into you
Like
and look
I'm
out for
confused
you.
what the beef
And
is
you think
about
this a
right now.
game? You think life is a game? You think this a joke? You
I
think this
think
panel
this
a
is
joke?
funny because
You
there's
think this is
nothing to
funny?
beef about right now. There's
Nobody,
literally
nobody,
you didn't say nothing
nobody
personal
who's
about me.
tried to
I didn't say
help,
nothing
no
personal
one
about
who's
you. I don't even
tried,
know your history.
nobody
Like
who's
you're
tried to
talking
help
like I'm
you,
confused.
or you ask all of these questions. You always have a question, but then you don't want to hear the answer, or you don't accept the answer,
Okay, I'm listening.
right? So you ask all of these questions, and when you get the answer, you go, "No, that's not it. No, no, no. I don't know. No." You always negate or deny what's being told to you after you ask the question. You ask,
That's
"Why
not
do
true,
men do
Casey.
this? And why do men do that? And why is
I
it that men do
I
this?
go
And why
against
is it
their
that so?"
reason. I go against their reasoning for saying this is why women. That's what I go against. And then women start to do this. That's when I start disagreeing. But why men? I'm not gonna never disagree with them on why men do what they do. I don't care. I do care what men do what they do. I do care. But I don't care
I
to
don't care.
advocate for them because I can't advocate for them. I can't say what the man wants and do wants. I just told them, far as the men in my life haven't had an issue with it. And if they did, they should speak up in the dating realm because everybody don't have people to go to. If this is what's happening in the dating realm where people are not talking and having conversations about simple shit like that, that's an issue, period. That's an issue. That's an issue. How are we going to talk about big stuff and we can't even talk about what's your preference in time? I told you my
Period.
preference. I can have that preference. I can have that boundary. But if a man comes into my life and he shows some sign of substance, yes, I will alter that boundary for him. But for you to tell me, oh, that's ridiculous for you to have that boundary in the first place, not if I'm willing to alter
Who
it for
said
a man
that?
with
Who said
substance.
that? Who said that?
Okay, you didn't say that.
That's the words I said.
Now,
That's the words I said. Don't lie.
Hello, motherfucker.
Don't lie. You weren't actually listening because you already feel away. If you feel away, your ears are closed. Just when I started talking, what did I say? Every time I start talking, Di, you rolling your eyes and putting your head down. What is it with you tonight?
so
That was
nobody
what
heard
I
Casey
started
agree
to
with
say.
Winnie when she said Diamond. That was a ridiculous boundary. When Bruiser and y'all start telling me you're
I
like, you're
said, what
shorty,
else did I
you're a
say with
man,
that,
she didn't
Di?
agree.
What
Am
else did I
I
say? What else did I say? I
it
said
don't matter
you would
what else you said. You asked me what I said that I
a
felt you feel
man
me
would you would
discredited
be
about, and
expecting
I
a man
told
to
you. The
acquiesce to
topic
what
is,
you
what
have
did I
going
feel like
on.
you were discrediting me about? Why did I have this energy of you discrediting me? Let's stick to the topic. That was the reason why I had that energy towards you discrediting me.
Because I did because
And
I agree
Casey,
with
do
Sweeney.
that mean you're a bad
Because I wasn't
person?
with the
Do that mean you
sisterhood.
don't give a fuck
Because
about
I
me? I
agree with
never
Sweeney
said none of
against
that.
you.
You
I'm
took it that way. You
discrediting
the one
you.
who started bringing up shit
That's what you
like,
telling
I
me?
didn't give a fuck about you, and you said about this on the left. What I
I
said
didn't curse. What are you
has
talking
nothing to do
about?
with this podcast. What are you
I
talking
didn't
about?
curse.
Just because
What are
I
you
said I
talking
feel like
about?
you discredited me, don't mean
Di, you're
I
not
feel,
listening,
you
babe.
feel me like I feel some type of way
What are
about
you
you.
talking about?
Di, you don't hear
Like,
me.
I'm confused.
You hear me. You don't hear me. You don't hear me. And the energy on tonight, like, is not becoming of you. Like, it's not. Because you have not been with this F what y'all talking about. Like, this is not, you have a beautiful spirit and you have a calm spirit, but this defensiveness, I'm not trying to hear y'all F all y'all. Like, it's just not, it's not it. It's really not. It's not. And that's why you talking about getting triggered. No, I felt confused because I'm like, damn, this somebody who been coming on this panel for, all right, never mind. I'll mute.
I just remember like on King Talk, y'all talked about how long distance relationships don't work. And then on here you said you can get married and work on your career at the same time. Like you was advocating for that. So I thought about a couple of careers that would fit in the category of long distance relationship and trying to do that at the same time as marriage, and that's one, a deployed military man, and two, someone who is in the trucking industry who is not local. So how is it that you can work on that career, those two careers, and still try to have marriage or try to build up to marriage? And then you guys said at the same time, long distance relationships don't work.
Well, the difference would be in those particular situations is somebody's trying to start out in a long distance relationship, and then a long distance relationship being a circumstance that you experience within the relationship or marriage. Then you have to, like, for example, a man that gets a job in trucking where he's has to work go on the road. Those people do tend to make adjustments, but even in those situations, you tend to see a lot of those marriages and relationships fall apart where they're saying, "Hey, he's not home." When someone is deployed, you often hear that there's a lot of issues that arise in those marriages where someone is deployed overseas and the person is at home. There's infidelity, there's a lack of communication that goes on. So yeah, those issues most definitely arise, which makes long distance relationships. We're not necessarily saying that a long distance relationship absolutely cannot work, but what we're saying is that it's not the ideal situation for you to go seeking out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like
Well, then can you?
especially when men are a dime a dozen, you can throw 50 cent worth of nickels out and hit 45 cent worth of motherfuckers who live in your city. Why you got to pick somebody who, if you live in California, why the hell you got to pick somebody to live in New York? When there's at least somebody within, you got all this range around you. You said, man, the only person that this is gonna work with is the person over there in New York City.